Hello, everyone. Welcome to Table Reads here on ScriptCamp. I am your host, Gray. For any of you, that was a good English word I just said. For any of you who are unfamiliar what we do here at this event, we just take scripts that have been submitted to us by our members, we read through them, and then we give feedback. If you guys choose to participate in the form of reading a character in the script, reading direction, or giving feedback to a script, you will be given script coins, a currency here on the server you can use to buy various merch. There is the blurb. You want to check how many script coins you have right now. You just type $balance or even $bal, I think would work. But yeah, you can exchange these things for little. What do we even have here? Flip flops. I think we have a mug. We have so many things, but the most exciting one, in my opinion, is the full-length feature or TV pilot read you can purchase here at this very event. You'll get like a whole day contributed to that script. Pretty exciting. But yeah. Let's see. Nacho has posted a link to today's scripts to the Table Reads info channel. Thank you, Nacho. Oh dear, why didn't that command work? Oh, there we go. Huh. Technology's always given you sass, Joel. I don't know why it does that. But yeah. Let's see. But yeah, as I mentioned before we started, some of the writers have not made it here yet. So we're just going to skip some of the scripts in the hopes that some of the other writers will show up so that we can read them. And for now, we'll just go read the ones for the writers who are here. The first of those.
Vichikita can go first.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah.
All right, then. Thanks, Seated. We'll be reading then Children of the Sky by Vichikita. This is a fantasy romance animation TV pilot. The logline is, when a hunter from the forest nomad clan receives a message to save a goddess from a scientific facility, she decides to go save this goddess to try and prove to herself that she can save someone when she couldn't save her brother. Looking for feedback that is general, since it's the first draft. Content warning for explicit violence. I'm going to double check that I uploaded the correct PDF. But anything to add before we started? Start, Vichikita?
It's been so long that this is the second draft, so that would be
That's fine. See, I think I downloaded and sent the correct PDF here. For feedback, Children of the Sky D2. I did. Okay, great. And you gave me an updated character list as well. I'll just fix that. All right. But yeah, get that PDF open, or for an easier option, just click on Joel's stream. He'll be streaming the script and scrolling along for you to see. And I will start with casting now. Since we probably won't be doing too much reading today, unless the circumstances change, if anyone wants to read direction for me, which I usually do direction to keep things moving, but if anyone... What was that?
I would like to do that one.
Okay, thanks, Kraken. So yeah, we'll have that. And in addition to direction, a bunch of characters. Vichikita, I assume Soldier Leader is one character?
yes.
Okay, good. All right then, well thank you, Kraken. I'll give you direction. I guess the usernames are case sensitive. I don't know why it just did that. Weird. But yeah. And here's the list of characters. I'll just read out the names. And if you want that character, just speak up and I will cast you. Here we go. Who would like to read for Anaka?
All right.
Woo. Thank you, Morgana. You can do Anaka. Anyone for Ilu?
I'll take
ILU.
it.
Woo.
I'll do
Thank you,
Evil.
Evil. Thank you, Evil Michael.
Is
Tevor.
that
Anyone?
E-I-I-L-U?
It's ILUE. Yeah. Yeah, we were reading some of this at Animation Group. I kept on wanting to say Ilue, but it's Ilu. But yeah, Tevor. Anyone for the character Tevor?
Yeah.
Woo, thank you, Heated. And hello, Mutant Llama. Thanks for coming. We're reading a script now, and now that you're here, we'll be able to read yours later in the event. Thanks for coming. Let's see. Who would like to read for the character Noda?
I'll read.
Thank you, Dan. You can do Noda. Anyone for Akima? Character Akima. Depending on how many volunteers we have, I might just give myself some parts too.
I'll take a part.
All right, thank you, Joe. I'm going to give you Akima.
I'd love to be the number one person in the world, but that seems bad. Can I be persecuted too?
Wait, we're oh, sorry, that's the wrong character list. The characters we have yeah, sorry, I have the real one in my hand in the text box, so it's a secret. Would you like to be soldier leader? That's the closest thing I can think of to persecutor.
Okay, it's like,
Yeah, thank you, Radio Guy. I support your evil endeavors because you're my friend. But sweet. Let's see. That just leaves us with Azagi and Woman Soldier. Anyone for Azagi or Woman Soldier? I think Azagi is a relatively. I think that's a major part. Oh, who was that? Thank you.
I was just gonna say Saturn nailed the character in the other one who just said Azagi. Azagi.
Oh, let's not bring that up now. Hang on a minute.
Oh, hang on.
He had one
thank
line
you.
the whole.
Azagi.
How do I even Paponed? Is it Paponed?
Yeah.
Thank you, Paponed. I'm gonna give you Azagi. And anyone for Woman Soldier? Woman Soldier. I'll take that one then. Cast list is right there and Table Reads info. And yeah. We'll open that script on stream. And Kraken, whenever you're ready, you can go ahead with direction.
Let's do it. Exterior, blue trunk forest, night. Woman with a long tail, a fluffy tip, and something wrapped in a blanket in her arms runs through the forest. A small military group runs behind her. One of the members shoots at her, hitting her on the leg. Woman whimpers, but keeps on going. More shots are fired. Woman falls to the ground, avoiding to squish the thing she carries. Woman whistles with her last strengths. On the trees, we see a large group of people looking just like the woman, hide as the scene unfolds. Mother covering the eyes of an infant. Lulu, 25, with a long ponytail and a pregnant look at the woman with pity in her eyes. Animal-like ears perked when she hears a soft baby whimper. Lulu looks at her partners. Anaka, 29, a short but very muscular guy, with a perpetual serious face.
Sorry.
Tevor,
It
32.
appears to be the wrong version. Dang it.
Huh?
Yeah, this Vichikita says this is the wrong version. I apologize for that. I guess they might have had the same name in that case.
Hate it
I'm
when
going
that
to-
happens.
That's 2 weeks in a row.
Rewind!
That is 2 weeks in a row I've done that, I think. Damn. Sorry about that, guys. All right. This should be the correct version. I downloaded it directly from the message. It looks, from the outside, it looks identical though. Did they have the same name, Vichikita?
Let me see, because I have another version here and it's weird.
Is it, I think the one submitted originally in the response form has the exact same name as the updated one. And I think that's how I got confused. No.
It looks like it's
No,
a
the one
different
you
file
sent in
name.
the submission form has a different name. Is there any indicator of like which
The one that I
version?
sent you has a D2 at the end. That
Yeah.
should be it. I'm reading it and it's different. It has this older little line in the beginning.
Yeah. Did you download the PDF from the submission form, Joe, or did you get it from the info chat?
I've now got it from the info chat. I've got one
Oh,
that runs in D2.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I keep on getting messed up on versions. But yeah.
No worries.
Yeah, I should probably put a system in place for this sec. But yeah, let's reopen the script on stream. And sorry about that, Kraken. You could start from the top once more.
Well, yeah, now you get a second chance at it, so.
Yeah, now I'm the one who needs a second chance. But thank you, Kraken. Go ahead.
Right. Exterior, blue trunk forest, night. An Usuri woman with a long, strong, monkey-like tail with a fluffy tip like a fox, short, deadly claws, and sharp fangs. She is Danria, 32, who wears a long priestess gown, skirt torn to shreds, and a black gem necklace. Danria runs, using the trees to hide from the bullets. In her arms, Danria holds a blanket. A small military squad runs behind her.
Don't let her escape. We need that child.
Danria stops, her eyes filled with dread as she finds herself on a small clearing. Danria looks at the blanket on her arms and, determined, runs as fast as her legs permit her, carrying more of the gown to have more movement. One of the soldiers shoots, hits Danria on the leg. She whimpers, but keeps going. The entire squad shoots. Danria falls. She avoids squishing the baby. Danria whistles. Canopy. Large group of Usuri scatter and hide. Ilu, 25, pregnant, motherly Usuri hunter. Looks at the woman with pity. Animal-like ears perk up. She hears a soft baby whimper. Luke goes up to her partners, Anaka, 29, a short but very muscular guy with a perpetual serious face, who holds their child, Tever, 32, tall and stoic, with a special hunting bow.
It's evil, Michael.
We must save her. They're going to kill her. Said it. Oh, we must save her. They're going to kill her. Don't hear me?
No.
See, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
She called
Yeah.
for her clan. Let them help her. We need to go.
The Usuri clan quickly moves through the branches, leaving Danria alone.
Don't hear me, huh?
No, we
We can
do.
hear you,
We can
Evil
hear you.
Michael.
You do?
Yes.
Okay. Take care of Noda for me.
She has no clan.
She has no clan. Look at her gown. She's a priestess.
We're leaving, Ilu. That's final.
Ilu touches her belly, takes a deep breath.
Noda for me.
Ilu gracefully descends the tree. Naka freezes as he watches his pregnant partner go close to the small clearing. Ground level. A woman soldier approaches Danria, putting her gun to her head.
Say goodbye, forest vermin.
Danria whistles once again, an even weaker whistle. Whistle is heard in response. Whoosh! The arrow pierces through the air into the woman soldier's neck, who stands on the ground, her bow ready to shoot again.
Kill that pest!
Military squad shoot at Ilu. Ilu quickly presses a button on one of the many bracelets adorning her tail. Light erupts from the bracelet. It creates a laser shield. Ilu covers her tail and runs toward Danria. Ilu shoots 2 more arrows from behind her cover. She bullseyes both shots. Fever descends. He goes to Ilu with his own shield lit on. Fever rapidly fires 3 fast shots, ending with 3 of the 20 men still alive. Military squad closes in.
We've got you now, rats.
Fever smiles and whistles. A set of whistles are heard, followed by a rain of arrows. The soldiers scream as they get massacred. Ilu quickly deactivates her shield and goes to Danria. Danria looks at Ilu with kind eyes. She offers Ilu the blanket and her necklace with the last of her strength. Ilu takes it with extreme caution and sees the life leave Danria's eyes. Ilu closes her eyes with a sad frown.
Let us go before they return.
Ilu nods. Fever lifts Ilu in a bridal manner and tugs on a rope held to a harness he wears. Canopy. Naka above lifts them with one strong pull. Fever, Anaka, and Noda look curiously at the blanket. Ilu unveils the baby wrapped inside. Gasps. Baby girl smiles at them, looking with jet black eyes, golden pupils.
Child of spirits.
We should return her to the priestess. That's where she belongs.
Matter what, you're the child of the great spirits. Take her just as good as the priestess and I would say better.
A long silence. Ilu looks at her partners with pleading eyes. Naka nudges Tever. Sighs. Nod.
Want to name your little sister, Oda?
Azagi.
Exterior. Missouri Camp, Blue Trunk Forest, night, 10 years later. Children run out of the tent. Oda, 14, a young hunter with a perpetual bright smile and overprotective with his siblings. Akima, 9, a bundle of joy and awe, curious by nature. Zagi, 10, with Danria's necklace and jet black eyes with golden pupils, has grown into a happy-go-lucky child. Ilu, 35, comes after them.
Turn before the noon on its zenith.
Kids run towards a clearing. In the distance, smoke is seen coming out of chimneys. Akima runs in that direction.
Let's go there.
Yoda grabs Akima by the arm.
We can't, they are dangerous.
But
No Akima.
Akima lowers his head and pouts. Yoda sits on the tall grass, pulls Akima down. Zagi's point of view. Zagi's eyes zoom on the town. He sees kids training in an arena close to the entrance. 2 of them seem to look back at her.
Zagi. Zagi.
Yeah, was that Joe?
Zagi.
No, that was Paponed. Paponed, are you
I'm
there?
so sorry. I thought I was Akima. Sorry, I won't look.
Zagi lays on the tall grass. Yoda and Akima do the same. Zagi notices a peculiar light, brighter than the other stars. Zagi's POV. Her eyes zoom in on the object. She sees a small fireball, emerald in color. Yoda sits, looking amazed. Akima also sits, his mouth agape.
Noda?
I see them.
Azagi's POV. Azagi's eyes zoom back, and she looks with wide eyes how several bright green flames fall from the sky. Azagi zooms in on one of those falling stars and sees a humanoid creature inside some sort of crystallized casket.
What are they?
Lights increase in size as they fall to the lands. Akima stands up. One falls close to them on the forest past the clearing. Land shakes.
It's good. Look.
Koda grabs Akima again.
No, we don't know what that is. Plus, time to go back.
But why?
Let's do as Big Brother says, Akima.
Akima looks defeated.
Fine.
Akima and Noda head back. Azagi stays behind. He turns to the clearing, gets ready to sprint. This can be heard coming from the town. Azagi's ears perk up. He backs away fast. Exterior, family tent, Usuri camp, Blue Trunk Forest, morning. Weaver, Anaka, and Ilu prepare their things and head out.
Nola, my big boy, may the spirits be with you.
Yoda looks at his parents.
May the spirits be with you.
Your parents will beat some great city bust.
Language!
Time to go. You and the other younglings watch the camp. We'll be back before the sun sets.
Yoda nods.
Excellent job reading, everyone. Sorry, Paponed, I got confused too, so no one has to feel bad about it.
No worries.
But yeah, let's see. But yeah, for anyone wondering, we say 5 pages, but it's a hard limit on 6 just to account for a good point to cut off in any case. That's why it was closer to 6 pages. But we're going to start with our feedback portion now. And looking back, we're just looking for general feedback. So, let's see. Zach says, gives me Avatar vibes. I agree. But yes. Let's see. Zach, would you want to start with feedback today?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Obviously, as mentioned, action lines were great, detailed enough to know what's going on. I could picture things quite clearly. While we were having the little shootout at the start, and it felt like somebody was getting executed, but it was visually pleasing, I'd say, for somebody who likes violence, as you're all aware, but also short enough to make the read go by quite quickly. So good job on whoever did the narration. One little thing. I think this was Richikita. She said it was like a second draft. The dialogue seemed a little. I don't know the ages of these characters, but they felt like they were children. I'm not entirely sure what age range these characters are. If they are children, it works fine. If they're more adults, I'd like the dialogue to be a little bit better, a little more spruced up. But obviously, second draft doesn't really matter. But as I said, considering this is somebody's second language, it is really good so far. So that's all I've got. 14, 10, and 9. Yeah, dialogue's fine. They sound like children, so that works for me.
Thanks, Zach. Hetty, did you have any feedback? All right. Sam, did you have any feedback? It's like Sam is typing.
Just type it real quick, but give me 2 seconds.
Good, it's good. Rocky, did you have any feedback?
No.
Okay. Radio guy, any feedback? Our lead persecutor.
Badly. I do have. I think a lot of the same feedback. I have a lot of the same feedback as I did during animation. So I guess that copy Control V, Control C, Control V. Yeah.
It's radio guy. Pollock, any feedback? Nope. Let's see. Papone, any feedback?
Sure.
God, I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just use one of the action lines as an example. As the other gentleman said, the action lines were quite good, but there was one where I think it's going to serve as a good example of what you can improve. I think it was something like he shoots 3 arrows and essentially kills 17 people out of 20. So he shoots 3 arrows and there's 3 people left. It was a bit like it was a bit jarring, like first hearing that, because my mind wanted to go to, he shoots 3 arrows, kills 3 people. So, and then obviously I heard that it's your second language, so maybe you did mean to say that the 3 arrows kill 3 people, but I think that's like a little opportunity where you can sort of just make your action like a little bit. Okay, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I think you got it, but it's basically there's just little opportunities like that where you can just clear things up a bit. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, like the other gentleman said, like.
Thanks, Papone. Also, note for Joel, I just got all the casting coins. I'm going to leave all the feedback coins to you. Thanks. Jay Kraken says, I love how the story jumps right into the action. It pulls us in and gets things moving right away. That said, I think there were too many characters in these first 5 to 6 pages. It was confusing as a reader, and I think it would be for a viewer as well. Maybe some of the characters could be introduced a little later. Thanks, Kraken. Nacho, any feedback? There, Nacho.
I'm still reading it. Maybe you can come back to me.
Yeah. Mutant Llama, any feedback? See, Morgana, any feedback?
I would say like one thing to be cautious about is you have a lot of characters that start with the letter A, which is fine, but it's as Jake Kraken said, this is only the first 5-6 pages, and there's already like 3-4 characters with A. But that's such a minor nitpick and easily fixable if you want to change it. I would agree, like the character names for like a exotic world are pretty good. I'm not an expert on that, but they seem pretty good. The action lines, they read well. There is a lot of action lines, but there's a lot of action. I guess like we just need to see more of the characters a bit and their personalities, maybe. I think we're seeing some hints of that. Hard to kind of gauge everything in 5 pages, but overall solid start.
Thank you, Morgana. Here, Pollock said, no feedback other than I like the designs. Merrickson, did you have any feedback?
I came in kind of late, so I missed the bulk of it. But I do want to say that, yeah, the names were really original. I agree with what Carmen said.
Thanks, Merrickson. Katie, did you have any feedback?
I thought it was great overall, and I thought it was very creative. So, yeah, I'm very new to this, so I haven't got a lot to say. But yeah, I thought it was good.
Oh, that's all right. Any feedback is good. Kraken, did you have anything to add, or was that all from earlier?
No, that's all.
Okay, thanks, Kraken. He did any wait, hang on, Carmen. Carmen says, this is my feedback. I was very much impacted by the title from the start. The names are super cool and original. The writing itself is basically good and simple. Shots were often differentiated and laid out in a logical trajectory. The formatting in general is facilitated The formatting in general facilitated an easy read. I would like to focus more on a main character, despite the cool names. It is a lot of characters for only the first 5 pages. There's a lot going on here that can be fleshed out into many more pages. Keep working on it and bring a completed draft. Thank you. Great job and keep writing. Thank you, Carmen. Heated, did you have any feedback?
Not much. I don't know if Ichikita changed. The only thing I noticed is maybe switching dialogue to different characters. I think that's what I noticed from this draft. Other than that, I think Vichikita, you could use exclamation marks in your action. Maybe it'll give us just a bit more urgency, more action. I think could work. You could use that. Maybe capitalize something like a black gem necklace, since I think that will play as something important later on in the script, in the story. So just give it some importance by just capitalizing it. And other than that, that's all I got.
Thank you, Heated. Saturn the Writer Sam says, so I think that the writing has improved since the last draft I had a look at, since the action lines were much more clear in what it was depicting. However, I feel it could do with some more polish by adding things like capitalization to draw more attention to certain actions or objects in the scene. On the topic of capitalization, there's quite a few children who get mentioned. For example, the baby in the first page, and then the child who accompanies Anaka and Tevor, and yet they aren't capitalized, which is just something that can be fixed. But more specifically, the baby at the start is only brought up the moment Donria falls. Hang on. Was that... I guess Donria didn't have any dialogue, right? Yeah. Okay. And yet they are capitalized, which is just something that can be fixed. More specifically, the baby at the start is only brought up the moment Donria falls, and so the baby is brought in out of left field. I get you tried to hide it with the inclusion of the blanket, but the way it reads makes it seem a bit confusing at first for me. Maybe just revealing the baby midway through the chase, so that it heightens the stakes throughout the scene, which can make it more suspenseful. Also, another thing that bugged me, which is a nitpick, is the inclusion of 10 years later in the slugline. You wouldn't really do this here, since visually speaking, the audience wouldn't know this unless it was superimposed, so I would just opt out for this. But I think I don't have much to add on to what everyone else was saying, so I wish you the best as you redraft this. Thank you, Sam. Where were we? Evil Michael, any feedback?
Yes, it's very ambitious. It's a big move. And it seemed like two armies in conflict. Of course, you're going to have a lot of characters. I wouldn't worry about that too much. Smart audience will get it. Characters are interesting, compelling. It's okay. And just because it's the first 5 pages, go ahead and put all the characters you need in there, because you want them to go somewhere as long as something happens with them later on. What I'm seeing is that with descriptions, I'm guessing by the names, this is something that looks like an Africa Serengeti. This is gonna sound weird because normally I'm not crazy about these long descriptions, but they are needed. If this is an African Serengeti, it needs to be described, and that's going to be your challenge. Describe this Serengeti or the rainforest setting with minimal words. And your ideas seem broad. It's going to be a tough challenge for you. You got to get it across to the script reader what they're seeing. So what you're doing is you're assuming that this reader sees your mind. Writing, uninhibited, saying what's happening. And again, my imagination took me there, but as far as like selling the script, you need to be able to describe your setting and be very minimalistic, which is a big challenge. Like your dialogue, like your plot, I agree. I like that you start off with a bang, comes right in. Let's get this party started. Let's chase somebody down. Let's threaten them. Let's threaten to kill some babies and stuff. So you have my attention right from the beginning. Check your continuity, your pacing, your continuity. Go from this tense action to all of a sudden, language children. So, but I think it's ambitious. I think it's interesting. You did have my attention. I do like your dialogue. So make sure some of the other players mentioned, you, she's carrying a baby, but we don't figure it out till a little later. The person you're trying to sell this to needs to know what it looks like, et cetera, et cetera. But it was fun to read. I like it, working on it, and I look forward to reading some more.
Thank you, Evil Michael. Also, Zach mentioned the timer. I totally forgot about that. I do have a timer on my phone, unless, Joel, you want to pull it up.
I was under 2 minutes.
Yeah, you were. It was coincidentally, I forgot up until this point, until Zach mentioned it. There we go. 4 minutes. But yes, thank you, Evil Michael. Dan, any feedback? Also, Carmen says, if you deliver the goods in the first 5, where will you go from there? There needs to be more setup unless this is a short story.
Yes, I actually do.
Mm.
The scene where the kids are all out and about exploring or doing something, it felt a little tame. Like, I felt like something should have happened to them, but they're like, hey, let's go exploring. No, we got to go back. Oh, okay. It kind of is a little void of tension. Like, there's some sort of setup that we expect to happen after that flash forward where they're out exploring where they're not supposed to, except then they just do the thing we don't expect, which is follow the rules instead of being rebellious little kids, teenager type characters, which they are. So I wonder if that's for some sort of, I can't tell if that was deliberate because it seems like they go back to their homes when they're supposed to be, or maybe I misunderstood what was going on in that scene. But I don't know, it felt a little, I guess it's supposed to be a character establishing moment for these kids now that it's 10 years later, but it feels like there could have been a better way to do so.
All right, was there anything else?
No, that I know we've been in under 1 minute, but let's keep moving.
Well, thank you, Dan. Yeah. Joel, I think we skipped a couple people on feedback coins. That was, I believe. What was that? You're very quiet.
I forgot I was focusing on the timer for a minute.
Oh, that's okay. I think it was Heated, Evil Michael, and Dan. So I'll grab that. But yes, let's see. Nacho, did you want to finish with your feedback?
Yeah.
Ready?
So first, I just want to say, like,
Wait, oh dang! I'm sorry, Joel.
Oh, sorry. Somebody else.
Totally.
No worries. I've only got a couple of things to add on top of what everyone else has said. Your action lines are, as other people have said, really great. Your spacing and it's not like massive chunks of action lines, like massive paragraphs, which is really good. But I would say just try and shorten each line a bit where possible. I mean, it's a real skill in itself to write action scripts or action scenes. I think you've done very well. But yeah, just try and shorten it to keep that that pace really quick, and trying to reflect that most pace that you imagine on screen. Keep that shown in the screenplay. There was one other really, really minor thing that irritated me, and that is the scene heading. It just seems ridiculously long. Like it's almost the whole width of a page. I feel like we don't need to mention the Blue Trunk Forest, because if we've been in the Usuri camp, I probably said that wrong, but if we've been in that camp before, we probably know that it's already in the Blue Trunk Forest, so we probably won't need to be told that each time. If it's the first time we're in the family tent, then keep the Usuri camp in it as well. But then from then on, we probably will only need to mention family tent. But yeah, thanks for submitting.
You, Joel. Yeah, let's see. Yes, Nacho, what was your feedback?
Yeah. So, like, I just want to say, like, I've read like several different versions of this and like some of your other stuff, and you have really come a long way. Like, this is your best writing that I've seen. Great job. Like, it's much, much easier. You're breaking up the action into, sort of like different shots and paragraphs. There's a lot of white space. It's a lot easier to follow what's going on. You improved so much, and you added more to the story by giving us, something that's, kind of like we can understand like why she's got this baby, and there's these soldiers chasing her. It's a lot easier to follow. I really liked the scene on page 2 where there's this arrow pierces the woman soldier's neck, and then we see it's Ilue, her bow's ready to shoot again. I think just general suggestions overall, and this is just it kind of like, another level of writing action is like really make it clear what is the person trying to do at each moment. Like, does this, so when we're describing, so for example, the action moment with Ilue, like running through wherever, or is she, trying to help us understand in the action line, she's trying to get from point A to point B. Is there some clear, the military squad closes in, it's like, what exactly is she trying to do? Like, there's a lot of description of just, kind of like there are whistles, a rain of arrows. I mean, I don't know. It's really nicely done. I like a lot of it, and it's getting stronger and stronger. Just try to consider making it clear what the person's trying to do, right? And then I agree with Joel about the slug lines being too long. You could just say like exterior Usudi camp. 10 years later, like visually, how can you show that it's 10 years later? Make the scene with Ilue and Noda and match cut to 10 years later. It's the same Ilue, but Noda is older, right? Help us see like visually, show Ilue in the scene, something like that, where we can really get that, the time has passed pretty easily visually. And yeah, so just, keep going. You're improving a lot. Just some minor things. I'll send you like some line notes, like, can fix. I think murmur is not really clear. You just say whispers, in the parenthetical. And, and generally, like, if there are Fox people, we need to know, like, are the military squad also Fox people? Are they humans? Just something to consider for this kind of fantasy story. And try to, show us like the progress of the person in the action scene. I'm getting closer to this thing that we're trying to do, farther away. But overall, nice work.
Thanks, Nacho. And I believe that covers everyone's feedback they had for this script. Thank you so much for sharing, Vici Kita. As Roman says in here, I've seen a couple versions of this at this point, and it gets better every time I see it. Very excited to like see more of this world. Like, building any fantasy world just seems so difficult from the outside, but you seem to be doing a great job so far. Hope some of that feedback helps. And let me see. Mutant Llama's script was actually higher up in the roster. I think I'm going to go ahead and do the quest first, and then get to Walk to the Red Show. But thank you so much for waiting. Did not realize we would have more writers attending here. Let's see. Let's open that up then. This is the quest from Mutant Llama. This is a fantasy TV pilot. The logline is 4 friends adjust to normal life after going on an exciting magical adventure as kids. General feedback, no content warning. Anything to add before we start, Mutant Llama? You want to type something in the chat, I can go read it before we start. But in the meantime, I'm going to cast these characters. So let's see. Would anyone want to do direction for this script?
Oh, I can.
Thank you, Joel. Anyone for the character Manny?
All right.
Thank you, Morgana. Anyone for Max?
Sure.
Thank you, Dan. Let's see. Unmute you here, Roman. Just remember to mute your mic whenever it's having feedback noises.
I can take a roll if there is needed
All right,
rolls
then.
to be taken.
I'm going to give you the Archbishop. Thank you, Roman.
Which was the script again?
It is the quest.
Okay, Archbishop, I got it. Thank you.
Ooh. See, anyone for Lily? Character
I
Lily.
can.
Thank you, Vichkita. See, anyone for Jessica? I like that.
We need a roll. I can.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Teddy. Gonna make you Jessica. And, oh boy, Mentorington. Anyone for the character?